Guys, and welcome back to the Iron Personal Training YouTube channel. Today we're back looking at the first deadlift session of this block. So we're doing 190 kilos for 5 sets of 5. This was set number 3, and what we're trying to focus on in this set of our deadlifts is obviously keeping the weight going, keeping increasing the weight, but also working on snapping our knees back earlier within the movement. So for those of you who watched my block review video, you'll know that when we did our Halloween deadlift PB session in the gym, the problem I had with my sumos, the first time I'd gone properly heavy with them, is that the bar was coming really quickly off the ground, but I wasn't getting my knees back quick enough, so I was giving myself a weak position to complete the lockout. So here, I'm really focused on snapping my knees early, literally just as the bar gets to them, or just below my knees. And this is probably going to be the better shot. This was the last set that we did, and as you can see, we're just getting ourselves nice and set. We're going to come and watch my knees. They're going to snap back nice and early, and bang. Gives you a nice clear way of pulling the bar up basically to the lockout position, and nothing's getting in the way of the movement. You're not trying to lock everything back after you've got to the knees. So basically it just means all you've got to do is pull your shoulders back and get your hips through, and you've locked out the weight, and it makes that what could be a hard lockout much easier. So you'll see with these reps, even though some of the lockouts are a little bit longer, or not like the quickest of lockouts, like you can see there, the bar still gets nicely up into that lockout position. So that's just something I've got to carry over. I remember to do when I get to heavy singles or heavier weights again. We're now doing some high bar squats, 150 kilos, and we're doing them onto a low box with a foam padding on. So if you see that little like creamy looking thing, that's basically foam. Now what this does is, because you're going to have to drive from a non-stable position, or you're going to have to drive basically through the foam, it's going to put more work into your hip flexors, and it's going to mean that you're strengthening your hip flexors for the movement, which should give you more power out of the bottom movement of your squat, and basically allow you to have a stronger squat overall that you'll be able to do quicker. We then come on to some split squats. So we're doing 80 kilos here, 80 kilos. This is the best way I found to weight split squats. I find that if I try and do them any other way, that I just literally fall over. I find that these have a much better crossover than doing, say, leg extensions or something like that. So I put my hands on the rack just to keep myself balanced, and then basically just do a normal split squat. So as you can see here, getting nice and low in those movements, weight nice and stable. This is one of the big benefits of having a safety bar available to train with, is doing movements like this. And again, just really good quad glute worker basically. Just taking my time now obviously to get that second foot back up. Again, doing these is a really good core as well, because you're having to stay really stable within your core as well. And then obviously putting your hands on the rig to stop your balance, it is taking away a little bit from that, but you're still having to balance the bar nicely, so still getting some good core work out of that as well. As you can see, weights moving really nicely. Yeah, just if you've not done split squats like this before, I'd recommend giving them a go. There really are a lot of benefits to have with them basically. So yeah, give them a go and see how you find them. Using a city squat stand at the back there as our split squat stand. If not, you can use something like a bar behind you, and just let your foot roll on the bar. Next we're coming to do some Nordic curls, so just getting ourselves set up into the stand. We are using a band to help us get back up as well. I think we used a green band, but I was really happy with how these went. As you'll see, once we actually get going, the movements were nice and like solid basically. Really felt in my hamstrings, like I had DOMs for days in my hamstrings after doing these. Yeah, and if you're not doing Nordics, I would recommend putting them in your training. Again, something you might have to build up to. Use a band to help you get up. You can do that in a GHD, or here we've got it up on a pull-up rack behind us. So it is quite tense at the bottom, but it really is helping us like get back into that strong position. And hopefully soon I might actually give a try doing a Nordic without any kind of support on it, but we're not quite there yet. And finally we come on to some cable pull throughs. We're going to do hip thrusts in this block, but I feel like something with a little less like taxing on the body was needed, because obviously doing a lot of barbell and like heavy work in this, so put cable pull throughs instead. Cable pull throughs is something I've only really started doing recently, and I really enjoy doing them. I think they're a great hip exercise, hip glute exercise, and really train you to get your hips through in the deadlift movement. But that's it for the video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and remember, if you want to get in touch, use the link in the description below, and if not, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching.